Step number 7, we're going to go ahead and put the carriage bolts into the frame side. We're going to go ahead and put the M8 by 50 millimeter from the inside facing out up on the top piece. We have the 8 millimeter by 50 carriage bolt coming from the inside to the out. We'll go ahead and put our flat washer on each one, and then the locking nut, and we'll just go ahead and tighten those up. We'll do that on all 4 holes on the top of the frame. Again, making sure the bolts are facing toward our logo coming out. Now what we're going to do, we've just finished up. We're just going to make sure that the nuts are very tight on the bolts. We lock that in, and we have actually done that on both pieces now. Our right side and our left side both have our bolts together. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the frame upside down. Still facing the bolts on the outside, we're going to take our M8 by 75 millimeter bolts and push them all the way through. And this is going to be for our adjustable legs. And we'll go ahead and tighten these up. We have just now put our 8 millimeter by 75 millimeter carriage bolts on the bottom part. We are now ready on step 8 to go ahead and put our adjustable legs in place. You'll notice that they just go in, and we have the different notches for the different heights that you can actually put it on for the desired height that you would like. On the opposite side, we have our pieces that are cut out for our angle brace. If we're going to set it up for the Ansley size, that's going to be putting it onto this piece here. We would make sure before we put on the leg that we would put in our bolt going through this part here and attaching our leg. If we did not, then we'd have to take this leg back off to be able to do that. If we're setting it up for the Tin Lizzie 18, it's going to go on this slot. Therefore, you can go ahead and put the leg on and it will not cause a problem for you. So we're setting it up for the Tin Lizzie 18 at this point, so we will come back to this step later. So we're ready to go ahead and put our adjustable legs on. So at this point, I'm going to set it up to where I actually have 4 notches up on the top for the height that I want it on. We're just now going to go ahead and put on our fender washer and our black knob. And we just go ahead and tighten them in. And we'll do this on each set for the legs. We have now put our 4 legs on the end of our table. On the left rail end, we have to put 2 ratchet stops in where the inserts are on the wood piece here. So the ratchet stops are just put into place by taking the screw that's already in the bag with those parts, and they just go in position. And on these screws here, we just screw these in to where they're tight. We do not use a screwdriver to do this. I just go ahead and screw that all the way in until it's in place all the way down. And then you'll notice here where I've actually tightened with just the finger tightened to where that piece is all the way in place here. We don't want to go all the way through, because if we tighten it too much, the screw will actually go through the opposite side. So it's just a finger tight, and once it's tight, that's as far as you need to go. And then this thing will just do a spinning in this position here. So now we have the ratchet stops on our left side pieces. I'll go ahead and put the fender washer and the black knobs in place. We will do the same on this piece. It just slides over. The fender washer, and the black knobs. We'll just repeat the same process for the other side of the rail end piece here.